Hello, everybody. It's Johnny Dean from NFL Edition. Um, I want to talk to you about uh, about the Bucks replacement options there at right tackle today. Also talk a little bit about the Brady's comments about rather lose than not play, and I'm going to touch on Dolphins 49ers a little bit. I think that's a matchup that was made for the discussion about Garoppolo. I think that's what everybody was in that organization was looking at this a game similar to this for Garoppolo and why they were looking for a replacement there. Okay, let's start out with the Bucks. Let's go through a list of in-house options for the Bucks. You can find this article on Bucks Report. It was written by Jeremy Morrow. It's very well written article. It pretty much says everything you need to say. The first option we're going to talk about is Josh Wells. Well, if we want to talk about Josh Wells, I mean, I don't think that's an option at all. We've already seen his performance. Um, let's see, he's got some stats in here. In 2019 season, he had seen 518 snaps coming from at the left tackle position. Uh, 268 on passing downs, 26 pressures for those 268 sacks, which is an average of 10 snaps between pressures. So that's not very good numbers right there. Um, he's looking his PFF grade is at 54.1, which is not what you want protecting Brady right there. Um, then we go to Brandon Walton. Now I don't know a whole lot about Brandon Walton. Jeremy's got in this article has got done his homework. He's got his co MVP honors in 2018 offensive line. Walton entered the 2020 draft, but did not hear his name called. Okay, his he played 112 snaps in 75 in passing plays, 80.3. Now that's a little bit better passing grade than a lot better passing grade than Wells has. What strikes me though is that Luke Gadecki. Now, when we drafted him, we thought he was going to be a project, and he has been. The thing is, we haven't used him at the position he played at Michigan, at Central Michigan. He's been all over the place, but not sat down in his right tackle position, which is right where his best. That's his best position. So, fortunately, we've had worse in that spot and haven't really needed anybody to fill in. So, I think if we're going to go for another tackle, it's probably going to be Luke Gadecki with a lot of help help for him with well, what's his name, O'Keefe coming in and working it out. Now the Bucks, you're right. Me, the Bucks Saints is not a feel good game. It's definitely a must win. If they're gonna if they win out, which I don't think they're going to do, they're gonna face the 49ers at least. Let's say they go on a run like they did in 2020 and they do win out though. They're still that's 11 wins or an 11-win season for them. It's not shabby. It's not what we expected. Well, I guess a lot of people did kind of expect that. I think I picked 11 and 11-1 or 12-2. I mean, 12 11-1. Yeah, nice dreams. 11 or a 12-win season for them, but I didn't all expect all these losses and these injuries to pile up on us like they have. How you doing, Alec? So that's one way to do it in house. Now there's some options in the free agency that I just really don't see them going free agency. They've kind of refused to go free agency all along this season, so why would they stop now? But I'll give you the options that are on board here. And once again, you can find this article at bucksreport.com also. Um, Nate Solder, I never knew how to say his name. Solder, Soldier, Solder, Solder. Uh, he's an old friend of Tom Brady's, so you know he had a Super Bowl championship with the Patriots. I think he's currently with the Giants, isn't he? Or he's just free agent out there. Okay, that's age. That's a he would come cheap. No, that would probably be okay. He's got numbers right here. 1.12 million contract would bring him in. Uh, Darrell Williams. Buccaneers fans should have some familiarity with him. Played with Carolina Panthers 2015 through 19, and 2017 he earned second team All Pro honors. It's not that far removed, especially for an offensive lineman. And Bobby Massey. Bobby Massey's a good name. Once again, spent most of his time in Denver, I think. Tyrell Crosby. He gave up 20 pressures. I don't even want to look at him. Well, yeah, that's with how many snaps? 424 snaps, gave up 20 pressures. Yeah, that's 21.2 snap pressure rate. You can look at these guys. I refer you to the article. It's on Bucks Report. It's titled "The Available Free Agencies to Fill Worth's Void." Uh, I'm not big on the free agents. If they were going to go free agents, they probably would have already done so. And as as soon as Jensen went down, they would have been out looking for a free agent. If you ask, I mean, that was the most important spot to fill at that moment, and we really haven't succeeded a whole lot. I mean, been playing better than we thought. I thought we would, but still. Okay, let's see what's the next on the agenda here. Dolphins. No, let's go to the Brady thing. I'm sure everybody heard Brady's comment in the interview about he'd rather be losing than not playing, and I believe that everybody that heard that instantly went to thinking that he wants to continue playing and that he probably will be back next year. That I don't see how you can tie those two together. I mean, not playing could mean a whole lot of things. It could mean that he's injured. He'd rather be playing than injured, or it could be mean that than cut. Although Brady's not going to get cut, we don't have to worry about that no time soon. Um, I don't think it was as big a deal as it's been made out to be. I mean, it's something to write an article about, but or have a curiosity about. But for it to be statement saying that he's going to definitely be back next year, I can't look at it that way. I just that don't make sense. I mean, I wouldn't turn it down. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to see him and Jensen and a healthy Buccaneer team all year long out there playing. But and when Brady's head's in the game, but I don't expect it. I expect him 100% to retire this year, or if not, move move back down to Miami. And they're not, he had that option. I think they were talking. Was it last year or the year he came here? They were talking to about coming to Miami. I don't. I think Tua has kind of eliminated that option. And speaking of Tua, we we saw what 49ers did last year in the draft, and all off season, Trey Lance was their man and stuff, and a lot of confusion camp came out of that. I think this week when we watch the 49ers versus the Dolphins, we're going to see why they were of that opinion, because as good as Jimmy G is a game manager, he just doesn't have that skill set to and we've seen it. All their defense is shutting everybody out. They got a great run game, but they can't rely on Jimmy's arm. And if this gets into a shootout, don't expect Jimmy to be able to keep up with the two out there, especially with those weapons. I mean, both teams have great weapons. It's just that the one pulling the gun pulling the trigger on those weapons is a lot different between Tool and Jimmy G. So, I don't know, just some thoughts I was coming up with. Um, if anybody in the chat has anything they want to talk about, then speak up, or I'm just going to cut this one short. Do 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 do. All right, guys. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye bye.